Hi, this is Joe again with another movie review, and for today, for this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1986 Tom Cruise movie, Top Gun. But of course, this is the film that made Tom Cruise into an international movie star. It also stars Kelly McGillis. It also has Val Kilmer, Tom Skerritt, Anthony Edwards, and a pre-Harry Met Sally Meg Ryan. For those of you who don't know this film, this is a film where Tom Cruise plays a Navy fighter pilot named Marvin Mitchell, and he and Anthony Edwards, who is not only his Rio, gets his means rearing operations, goes to the Navy Weapons Fire School, which is dubbed by the pilots as Top Gun, for 5 weeks of extra training. And of course, at the end of the movie, of course, he had a big battle scene in the end and in the film. Well, this film also has, a love story between Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis. And Kelly McGillis at that particular time was pretty hot. At that time, she just came off of doing the movie Witness with Harrison Ford. And a couple years later, she did the movie with Jodie Foster called The Accused. So it's right in the middle of that time where she just did Witness, and it was just before Kelly McGillis did The Accused when she did this film. And of course, this particular movie made Tom Cruise an international movie star. Because he was doing films by the time Top Gun came out in '86. Because he already did, I think one of his first movies was All the Right Moves. Then he did The Outsiders, which I previously reviewed. And his breakout role was in the new film Risky Business. I think this was his first film after that. So he was pretty hot because he did the film Risky Business, and he became an international star with Top Gun. This was, I think, one of the top, if not the top, money-making film of '86. I think the movie that might have topped that was, maybe Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom or Star Trek 4 might have topped that. But this was definitely one of the top, within the top 5 money-making movies of '86. Temple of Doom did not come out in 1986; it came out in '84. But I think the three top films were, of course, this, Top Gun, Crocodile Dundee, and Star Trek 4. So this was definitely up there. It's definitely in the top 3, if not the number 1 money-making movie for Paramount. And that was a big year for Paramount Studios because of those 3 films. But in terms of the film itself, I still think that it's definitely one of the best movies, especially for guys. But unfortunately, of course, there's always people who want to nitpick in the film. I'm not going to give that much away for those of you who haven't seen it, because it is almost a 30-year movie. It's 28 years old. And at the time of doing this video, it's a 28-year-old film. But of course, there's always people who go and nitpick over films. And this movie, people are always going to remember about 3 different scenes they're going to remember. Of course, one line is, "I feel the need," with Tom Cruise and Anthony Edwards' character, who not only work together on the same airplane, but they also are best friends. And of course, there's one scene where they feel the need for speed, and they give each other a high five. Everybody remembers that scene, the volleyball scene, which TMZ constantly makes fun of because they think, that's gay, because 3 out of the 4 actors was in there, including Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise, have their shirts off and playing beach volleyball. People remember that scene. And of course, the scene with forgot what the other scene I always remember and pick on, but There's always about like two or three scenes everybody always usually picks one in every movie, and then pick one. And the other scene was the love scene between Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise. Those are about the only three things that a lot of people remember from Top Gun, unfortunately. But the one thing, well, not that, but one thing that a lot of people pick on is the fact that you don't know who the enemy is in this film. Well, it's implied that could be Russians as the villains in the end sequence of the film. But that's the real major problem that I have with Top Gun is the fact that you don't know who the hell the villains are in the end of the film. In terms of the MiGs, the MiG-28s the MiGs in the area, which is usually the enemy aircraft, and MiGs are usually made by Russians. But in terms of which country they're fighting, at the end of the movie, they have to rescue an American ship that's been disabled, that's run into foreign waters, and of course they have to fly like air support for the rescue, for the sea rescue, for the Coast Guard or something. So they get into this firefight with about like 6 MiGs, and of course it was a great action shot. The one thing that sold this movie was the aerial photography, and I think there was, I'm not sure if it's still up, but there was a documentary from the Top Gun DVD that's been posted on YouTube, so I don't know if it's still up or not. And it explains how they were able to do the aerial photography, which is really what thing that sold this film. At least in my eyes, is one thing that really sold this movie. Of course, you also could look for Tim Robbins, pre-Bull Durham. You see him in the open. What I also think that also made the movie good was the opening sequence of the film, where Tom Cruise, of course, Anthony Edwards' character, along with 2 other pilots, were on regular patrol and against trouble with some MiGs. And the Rio on the other plane was played by Tim Robbins. And at the end of the film, like I said, I don't want to give away that much away, but the Tim Robbins character becomes Tom Cruise's Rio at the end of the film. I'm not going to say why. I'm going to say what happened to Goose. Well, I won't figure giving it away, but Goose gets killed in the film. So one thing I always remember was when Anthony Edwards, when he was doing ER, I think about 10 years later, he appeared on that fat phony, on the phony lesbian Rosie O'Donnell show, and of course he's going on my Tommy, and so Anthony Edwards says, "Well, your Tommy killed me in Top Gun," which is true. And then she shut up right away about it. So that's how come Tim Robbins would play a character named Merlin. All the pilots have call signs. They have nicknames. Well, call signs really like a nickname almost. And of course, Tom Cruise's character is named Maverick, and Anthony Edwards' character is named Goose. And so you have all these young actors at the time who frankly have good careers after Top Gun. Because Anthony Edwards was in a couple of other movies. He was more famous for being in the Revenge of the Nerds movies, and then he got Top Gun. But unfortunately, it didn't take until 8 years until he got his trademark role as Dr. Moore Green in New York. So he did that, and then of course he had a couple other people who did appear in New York also appeared in Top Gun. You had Michael Ironside, who also appeared in Top Gun in New York in the first season. You had I think Rick Rosanovich also appeared on New York. There's another doctor. So you have other people, and you find it funny to see them in Top Gun, and then eventually at least 3 of them eventually were still in New York, and 8 years later. And also you have, of course, Meg, as I mentioned earlier, you have Meg Ryan in here. Matter of fact, Meg Ryan got cast in Harry Met Sally performance in Top Gun, because Rob Reiner, who of course directed Harry Met Sally, saw Meg Ryan in Top Gun, and he thought that she would be great in Harry Met Sally, and of course the rest is history. But in terms of Top Gun, I think it still works as a very good movie, very good story in it, because it's very, at that time there was very few movies out there that show the U.S. military in training. But of course, every time when you have one of these movies, of course, we don't know what happens, and then, of course, at the end of the movie, you're going to have a big battle scene. It happens in every single movie about the military. It happens every single time, without fail. So that's my. I'm doing a short review for a Switch. It's nice to do a short video once in a while for the movie Top Gun. And of course, if you've never seen it, just recently saw it this morning on an HBO show. This movie. And of course, if you haven't seen it, check it out. And it was one of Tom Cruise's earlier films. And of course, you can see Meg Ryan in a short haircut like I have now. Heard it's kind of funny because there's more fans having longer hair. And so am I. So you can see, I do recommend this film. And also you can see Anthony Edwards with hair, which of course by the time ER started, he practically had very little, if any, hair left. And now I'm focusing on people's hair here. And also one thing I also saw in this movie, so of course, is also the soundtrack, including the song by Berlin, "Take My Breath Away," which I believe won the Academy Award for Best Song. I think also won. I'm not sure if it won for the aerial photography or not, but it really did a great job with all that stuff. So that's my review. My review of Top Gun. Please rate the video. Please click on it. Please rate it. Feel free to comment. Please subscribe to my channel, and please forward the video onto your Facebook pages. Thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos, and catch you next time.